Greetings, everyone, on WTR Games Garage. As you can tell, it's E3 time, lots and lots of news, lots of things that need to be covered. I know I haven't had a lot of reviews out lately, but I'm going to make up with it with a full spectrum of E3 coverage, starting, of course, with good old Nintendo doing a pre-E3 Super Smash Bros. Update. Now, there's a lot of stuff that's just come out for it, and frankly, I stayed up until 20 to 1 in the morning to try and watch all this. So, yeah, stuff's going to be coming fast and furious. Now, we did have some leaks, and the leaks were confirmed. So, straight out the gate, Roy from Fire Emblem makes his debut into the series, or, well, return since he was in Melee. Basically, update of the character. The character model gets an update. The costume gets an update. Moves get an update. He gets a smash attack straight out of, I believe it is Fire Emblem Awakening, if I remember correctly. The reason why you're currently seeing still images is because Nintendo being pricks, by the way. So, yeah, Roy from Fire Emblem comes in. He's joining the Smash roster. It's, now the 5th? I'm an Ike player. I don't mind Swordsman personally, so this could be quite interesting. Also coming in the same announcement, pretty much in the very same breath, Lucas from the Mother/Earthbound series. He's come in. He's making a return. So that's yet another character. He was heavily requested. I have no idea why, but he's come back in. He's DLC. And of course, with these two guys coming in, of course it is going to be cost. Gotta start making that money, Nintendo. Because, selling Smash Brothers and Amiibos out the butt and never restocking Amiibos is not making you enough money as it is. Basically, the prices for these two, for Roy and Lucas, $3.99 US each for if you want to get a Wii version or a 3DS version separately. They're $3.99 each, or $5.20 Australian. The combined pack, which means you get them both for, you get each character for 3DS and the Wii U, is $4.99 or $6.50 Australian each. Straight out the gate, more content, more money, more DLC. Lots of costumes coming out. Just quickly, Mega Man.exe comes out for the Gunner Mii Fighter. Zero from Mega Man X comes for the Sword Fighter. Isabelle from Animal Crossing comes for the Gunner. The Inkling boy and girl come for the Gunner as well, from the recent Splatoon game. They also come with a squid hat, which, for as stupidly priced as these things probably are, squid hat actually looks amusing enough to buy. Now, we also get the induction of Virtual Fighter characters this time. First up was Jackie in the more recent Virtual Fighter universe, but the interesting one here is Akira for the Brawler. Now, the reason why this is interesting is because the hair and the actual sculpt looks like old school blocky polygons from the very first Virtual Fighter. I love this idea. Sure, it's a graphical downgrade for what's been done on any console, but again, it's old school, it's something different, it's something that sets the character apart and actually makes it something you want to actually get. Of course, these characters come at a cost, 75 cents each or $1.05 Australian, or you can get the 3DS/Wii U bundle pack for $1.15 per costume or $1.55 Australian per costume. I can tell you now, personally, I have already gone and purchased the Zero for my sword fighter, and another costume I'm going to get to in a little bit for my brawler. I will pick up Akira at some point because, frankly, why the hell not? After the first round of Smash Brothers news, we segued into a bit of Amiibo news. As everybody knows, Smash Brothers and the Amiibos are very mutually exclusive. Everybody wants at least a Smash Brothers set. One of the ones that has been requested has been Mii Fighters. Now, we have been told that we're getting 3 Mii Fighters in the Brawler, Swordsman, and Gunner types. Each Amiibo actually can be customized in any way. So if you get the Swordsman, you don't have to use the Swordsman. You can use the Swordsman for a Brawler, for the Gunner, or, Sword Fighter, if you wish. Same with the other 2. But it just means 3 more Amiibos that people are going to be scrambling to get and get pissed off when they come out of stock within 30 seconds, because we all know Nintendo doesn't seem to understand the simple concept of supply and fucking demand. And of course, along with these Mii Fighters, we had the announcement of Mewtwo and Lucas already in development for Amiibo statues coming up soon, as well as some more being added to the newest wave. Those being Rob, the Duck Hunt Dog, Mr. Game & Watch, and Falco. Personally, I have been aching for Mr. Game & Watch because I've been curious as how they're going to do him. Now, Mr. Game & Watch is probably the most curious out of all the Amiibos because not only does he keep his 2D flat shape, but he comes with extra versions of himself that you can swap in and out of the Amiibo stand, which is excellent because it means that you don't just get the one static type, you get lots. I'm definitely thinking Rob, Duck Hunt, Mr. Game & Watch must buy out this round of Amiibos. I am waiting for EB Games, the Australian version of GameStop, to get off their butts and have these things up for pre-order. Now, we switch straight back into the more Super Smash Brothers directly direct to you news. This time we're getting stages, which is interesting because people have been requesting stages for a while, especially retro style. So we get the first one coming straight out the gate with Kirby's Dream Land from the original Nintendo 64 Smash Brothers game. Now, it doesn't look overly different. They've kept everything intact, even recycled some of the old assets. Supposedly there's some little changes here and there, and that's something that you just have to watch out for yourselves. I already bought this like a sucker, because, well, I had to. I got caught up in hype last night. Yes. So yeah, Wii U, 3DS both get their own copies. The 3DS one is looking more Nintendo 64ish than the Wii U. The Wii U version has a lot more polish. Now, these are coming at $1.99 US for either the Wii or the 3DS version, $2.60 Australian, or the combo 3DS Wii U pack comes at $2.99 US or $4 Australian, which is a bit hefty just for a stage. I reckon they could have combined these with a character pack or something, with something. I just feel that paying $2.60 like I did for a single stage is just way out there. I reckon this should have been 99 cents easily. 99 cents US, probably about $1.20 Australian. That would have been a perfect price. I reckon it's a bit overpriced for what it is, but people are going to buy it. We also did get previews of 2 stages that are in development from previous games. One is coming back from the Nintendo 64, which is the Link's Hyrule Castle arena, which excellent arena. I love playing on that thing on the 64. So it's good to see it coming back with a very high def gloss makeover. We also have a Mario stage returning, also from the Nintendo 64 version. This is going to be a pain in the butt for 3DS users, as it requires a lot of jumping around. There's not much to stand on. And anyone who has played the 3DS versions will tell you that jumping is a pain in the butt. So, take that Donkey Kong stage where the water's rushing underneath. That's a pain in the butt stage. This is going to be a pain in the butt. Hopefully they'll release these two together, and if they're going to do that, then maybe keep it at a $2.50, $3 price point, and that might be worth it in that case. The third stage that were shown, technically fourth stage, was more Wii-centric. Now, this is the Miiverse stage, I believe that they're calling it, and they've created a dedicated channel where people can write their own support pictures and post them, and they'll pop up in other people's games when they're playing on this specific stage. I take issue with that only because people are going to sneak in dirty stuff, and it's going to happen. Don't tell me Nintendo are policing this stuff. Nintendo don't police jack. Sure, some of the more really obscene stuff is going to be hammered, but this, no. People are going to find a way around it. You watch. Of course, that one is directly for the Wii U, and that's the only one that's coming free. Now, that is what annoys me most, is that they've created this special stage for the Wii U, and they're going, here, have it for free. All the other stages you're going to pay for, this one you get for free. I know this is just basically a gigantic promotion thing for Nintendo, but man, it drives me nuts to see this type of marketing. Where's the 3DS companion stage or something? Where's a 3DS stage that is going to be free for us? I'm a 3DS user. I don't have a Wii U. So to see them getting something for free and the 3DS just being told, oh, well, pony up the cash, that's a bit of a pain in the butt, especially when DLC does not transfer from 3DS unit to 3DS unit. It's a lot of money to be spending on DLC for stuff that you may never get if you need to upgrade a system like Nintendo loves to do every year. Another thing that got talked about was the tournament system. Basically, tournaments coming in August. Finally, pretty much. The support for this looks massive. I was looking at something along the lines of, probably about 64 players, if that, in a tournament bracket. That is going to be awesome for events like EVO. Also, we're getting YouTube functionality, which, again, oh my god, this just... Again, if anybody who knows Nintendo's practices, you'll find that this video, if it stays up, will be a miracle. Nintendo's YouTube practices are, we don't want our stuff on YouTube, period, unless we put it up. So, for people who run YouTube channels, even if they capture it themselves with this in-game stuff and post it in-game and sign up to Nintendo's little share plan program, they're gonna get screwed. This is what I mean. Nintendo on one hand seems to really want to embrace streaming media, YouTube channels and stuff like that, but at the same time they have locked down their practices so much that it's actually putting this type of video editor or video recorder into their software a complete and utter waste of time. So to see them put this out is very confusing to me. It's going to be interesting to see how they handle content recorded with their software being uploaded to YouTube, especially if people are trying to make money from the content that they record and they play. We finally pretty much end the reveal-a-thon for Super Smash Bros. with the one that made everybody's minds just go. Ryu makes his way into Super Smash Brothers, and this was one of the leaks. When I saw this, my mind just went, "Holy crap!" Then I started thinking about how are they going to do it. You know, it's a 6-button system. How are they going to do it? The way they've done it, the longer you hold a button, the stronger the attack's going to be. Which is interesting because you can sit there and tap the button, and that will run combos. You seem to be able, if you hold it a touch, you get medium. You hold it for a bit, it's heavy. Now, I've actually played this character, and the pressure sensitivity on a 3DS, you're basically getting light and heavy attacks. So, it's interesting. Another thing is holding the button will alter speed of certain attacks, such as the Hadouken. The longer you hold it, the faster it's going to be. You tap it, it goes short, and there is a way for you to throw fake. Okay, for those of you who remember in the old Street Fighter, when he'd throw his hands out, nothing comes out. You can replicate that. You can fake people out. But what really got me, and I will credit a guy on Twitter at Tito Wrestling. He called this. It was a great call. Street Fighter actual button inputs to do moves. To throw a Hadouken, quarter circle forward and A. You know, forward, down, forward gives you your Shoryuken. You got your Hurricane kick, down, you know, quarter circle back. And the way that they've incorporated these things is really well. If you want to do these moves in this fashion, it's actually a stronger version of the move than just doing the straight B attacks, which is what's the defaults. You know, for example, the Shoryuken. If you do up and B, it's just standard. If you do it with the actual forward, down, forward, and A, you actually have a higher chance of knocking them out or doing excess damage. And for people who were wondering, how do you tell the difference? Well, up B has one look, the actual input has another. Same with Hadoukens, same with the Hurricane kick. So, it's amazing. The other thing that Ryu does differently to everybody else, he actually has 2 final smashes. A first time in Smash Brothers history. 2 final smashes. One is a Hadouken that goes across the screen and will gather other characters in the area even if it's not hitting a hitbox. It's very interesting. And the Shin Shoryuken is if you do the exact same thing but in close to an opponent. Looks amazing. Even on the 3DS, I'm amazed. But they didn't stop there. With Ryu, you get Suzaku Castle, which is Ryu's stage from the old school Street Fighter. They add a couple of platforms on the left-hand side, just to give it a bit of, you know, Super Smash Bros. Flavor. But they also give it an Omega form too, which is very reminiscent of the original Street Fighter 2 stage. And yes, for people looking at that picture, those signs do break when you throw people through them, or if you hit them enough. And of course, Ryu comes at a price. It's Ryu plus a stage, so it's going to be a bit more expensive. $5.99 for single version, or $7.80 Australian, or you get the combo for the 2 consoles, $6.99 or $9 Australian. Big pricey thing, but you know what? I picked it up. I couldn't help it. I had to pick it up, man. Street Fighter is my game. So, you know, the fact that they put in Ryu in this was awesome. I have spent all day playing as Ryu every chance I get. learning how to combo with him, how to dash, how to cancel. I want to pro this guy. I want to main this guy. I want to make people sorry that they ever messed with Street Fighter players in Smash Brothers. He says as he's wearing a top that's basically Mario vs. Mortal Kombat, which I was surprised they didn't get to. I am surprised that there wasn't something along these lines added after Ryu. Come on, man. Come on, Nintendo. You know you want to do Warrior, a Scorpion, or you want Scorpion or Sub-Zero in your game. But we didn't quite finish everything yet. It's like, oh my god, this stuff just keeps rolling. Through the Ryu demo, they revealed the last costume. Heihachi Mishima from Tekken as a Mii Fighter costume. I'll be straight up honest, I bought it. I had to. We get Street Fighter vs. Tekken in some very bizarre way. I'm quite happy. If that wasn't enough, man, we find out development is confirmed for Roy and Ryu amiibos. Damn. I don't own many amiibos. I own 3. I'm looking at purchasing maybe another 3. And I've got to purchase my boy Ryu. So, you know that's coming. I don't care. These things, 17-18 bucks Australian. The second they hit EB Games website for pre-order, bam. Money. Yeah, take my money, take my money, take my money, take my money, take my money. And the thing about all this stuff that was announced, it was available straight after the Direct ended. So that's 9 costumes, 2 stages, 3 characters, all available straight away. You didn't have to wait. You didn't have to, this wasn't in development. This was, we have all this stuff that we have just spent the last time showing you what's what, pricing, everything. It's available right now. Mic drop. Nintendo walks off. That's how you start E3. Nintendo, even before E3 technically started, dropped the mic and said, follow that. If this is what they can do with one game, Super Smash Brothers, imagine what their E3 Direct is going to be like in a couple of days. It's going to be mind-blowing. That's the first. That's the pre-E3 opening salvo. If this is the way E3 is going to be this year, every developer coming up and going top that, top that, top that, hype train's going to derail, man. But I can tell you this, the hype train is real. And it's going full express.